Yeah, I just want to thank everyone today for purposing to be here today as a family of Transformers Hub, a nation that is destined to reflect who exactly God purposed us to be and create impact timelessly, influence lives timelessly, transform lives timelessly. And as we always come together and just lock arms together and help each other win in life, remember, we are not born to fail, but to win. We are the exact living solutions that God placed on this planet in order for us to become influencers, transformers, and people of impact within our communities, within our societies, within our areas of jurisdiction, maybe at work, maybe in your family, maybe in the midst of your friends, maybe as a national figure that you are becoming. And it starts from here. It starts from here as Transformers Hub Nation and family. That is where we are destined to go, to literally influence lives. If you cannot influence lives, then you are living short of what you were created to do, and that is being unsuccessful in life. That is being living a low life. And as we're going to be realizing today, we are going to be talking about living a higher life. So, but just before we get into it, I want to thank the entire technical team, right from the headquarters right there, and say thank you so much, brother Jonah, right there in the technical department and human resource, to all the main discussants usually that we have, Madam Julia Atrinda, Madam Barbara Kabeja. We have our very own, the OD, our operations director, Mr. Regan Babali. Thank you so much. And to everyone that purposefully commits himself to this noble cause, to see that we become the timeless transformers that God has purposed to use to influence and impact the world within each we are placed. I'm so grateful. And remember, you can never impact a society not until you impact yourself. The only transformation that you will ever do will start with you. Always remember, the only transformation you will ever transact to another person, it has to start with you. You're only a conveyor, you're only a transformational radiator or bearer to others, as long as you have been transformed yourself. And that's why today we want to look at ourselves. How do we transact living a higher life to the communities we are in, to the families we are in, to the places of jurisdiction that we've been positioned, to the nation? How do we become higher living people rather than low living people? And that is our main topic today, and that is what we're going to delve into. Please help me with all due courtesy and respect to let you know that a short pencil is better than a bigger memory. So all you need to do is get hold of your pen, get a hold of your pen. So inscribe a few things here and there. You'll never be trusted with something that you cannot manage. So whatever God entrusts you with, He wants you to manage it and also to be able to take accountability. You'll never take accountability of what you've not put on paper or what you've not stipulated out. So it is important for you to just inscribe some of these facts, not just rely on your memory, but also pencil it down. That's why it is said a short pencil is better than a bigger memory. All right, let's dive into our discussion today. Living a higher life. Living a higher life. Ooh, this is something that everybody should be asking themselves. How do I live a higher life? How should I live a higher life? Probably you're in your state, and where you are, all you see is failure. All you see is lack. All you see is poverty. All you see is death. All you see is sickness. All you see is darkness around you. And you're asking, what is he up to tell me that I ought to live a higher life? What is he trying to say? What is he trying to mean by living a higher life? I know everybody's asking themselves that. And probably when they look around themselves, they have so many interpretations and meanings and definitions and heresies of what a higher life is. And at the end of the day, they begin in their assimilation and internalization of what higher life is. They begin to position, to place themselves in certain spots, in certain corners, in relation to what they've heard people say, in relation with heresies, in relation with what friends have talked about higher life, in relation what schools have given them, in relation with what maybe dictionaries have put it, what a higher life is. So a higher life is something that everyone should be in total understanding of what it is. Because a misconstruing of it or a misrepresentation of it can determine your fate or your failure. So it is of pertinence, importance for us to be in actual knowledge of what living a higher life is. I'm sorry to say that I'm very dissatisfied with some of the scholars who have reduced living a higher life as according to Macmillan dictionary. If you go on the search or Google search, they refer to it as a style of living that includes, oh my goodness, I'm very dissatisfied with this. It is referred to as a style of living that includes spending a lot of money. Oh my God, spending a lot of money on expensive things, going to exciting parties and traveling. That's what the Macmillan definition is. But is this really it? Is that what it really means? To me, that is very, very dissatisfying to me. Only to look at a higher life as living a lifestyle of spending a lot of money, traveling and having exciting parties. I don't think this is it. To me, this sounds as a mismanaged living of a higher life, not actually the definition of a higher life. It is only, according to this definition and meaning, it is only a mismanaged living, but not the definition of a higher life. We can never use the effects of a case to describe a case. We can never say that the symptoms of malaria is malaria. Or we can never say that a land dispute resulting into a reactionary fight, the reactionary fight is the land dispute. But why are those people fighting? No, what is happening there when people are fighting? And you say it's because it's land. That is not the actual case. The fighting is not the case. It's only a reactionary, an effect of a dispute. So, someone conclusively defining a higher life as a lifestyle of spending more money excessively and traveling and going for excessive, exciting parties. To me, I find that dissatisfying. Truth be told, it is only a mismanagement of living a higher life. Therefore, what is living a higher life? What is living a higher life? Having agreed that that definition, probably to most of us, that's what we thought. We thought the people that have too much cars in their compounds, they are living in posh houses, they are going for vacations, they are traveling, they are partying, and we've conclusively turned it to be a higher life. And so what happens when they speak of a higher life, pursuing a higher life, you are starting to pursue the effects, but not the actual higher life. Eventually, what happens? Your motives and intentions of living a higher life become very inauthentic. Why? Because you defined a higher life basing on the effects rather than the actual case, the truth of a higher life. What happens that before you know it, also when you get money, you want to go for parties, you want to live big by spending lots of money and maybe going for parties. And that's what you see in town. You know, party goers and people flashing very latest cars and pulling off in clubs and showing off with money and here and there. The celebrities, I don't have to mention names. When I start to speak about it, you're in knowledge of it. And so we've misrepresented the effects and the mismanagement of a higher life. We've misrepresented them for the true definition of a higher life. Because here we are handling that all of you right now listening in, you'll be questioning yourself, then what you mean by a higher life? Personally, I believe living a higher life is an inherent attribute of man. I want you to understand this. Living a higher life is an inherent attribute of man for which he is built, fashioned, and wired to live a life of being above and not beneath, a head and not tail, the first and not last in every discipline of their lives, specifically living a life of excellency or success. I repeat, as an individual, I believe living a higher life is an inherent attribute of every human being, where they are built, wired, fashioned to live a life of being above and not beneath. Thinking, talking, and working and walking as heads and not tails, functioning from the realm of the unusual, functioning from a realm of abnormality, a realm of excellency, a realm of satisfied fulfillment. In every discipline of your life, regardless from the community you come from, regardless of the faith you come from, you ought to transact yourself with excellency, with the ability to look out that you are always meant to be above. You are always meant to be successful in what you do, living to the fullness of why you are in that place at that particular time. You know, that is what I call living a higher life. It is not the accumulation of wealth. It is not the accumulation of wealth or the spending of wealth. It is not. It is your inherent attribute, wired and built and fashioned, inherent of you, born to succeed in life. Remember, we are created as superior beings, not inferior. We are not like animals with a low estate. Wherever they are told to go, they will settle for wherever they are conditioned to. We are beings of superiority, higher thinking, higher intellectual capacity, higher capabilities and abilities. So we cannot be reduced just to the effects of higher living rather than the authentic truth of a higher living. That is why you see when we were young and as teachers asked us, who should we take for the picking this end of year? And everyone's hand would shoot up as young kids. Yeah, me. And they would all have the chorus, me. Why? Because everyone inbuilt on the inside of us is a quest, is a hunger to become successful because we are built to live a higher life, a life of being above and not beneath, being a head and not the tail, being the first and not last. We are hungry for being people of superiority, people of success, people of excellency. That is what a higher life is. Regardless of what surrounds you, your present circumstances do not dictate the end of you, so they cannot be in position to define a higher life of you. So it is important to understand that we are imbued with success. Genesis chapter 1, verses 26, the book of beginnings, written by one of the greatest Jews. Oh my God, Moses said that and God said, let us make man in our own image, an image of superiority, sovereignty, power, and dominion. And that's why he says, go ye be, go ye is a derivative that construes command. Go ye be fruitful, which is success, and it says multiply, which is increment. All that is in living a higher life. And it says, and subdue and take hold and master, and it says subdue the earth and have dominion. In other words, master the earth and have influence. Another word for dominion is influence. Have kingdomship. Also kingdom is another word for dominion. Have kingdomship, rulership, influence over the world. That is the life that we were given from our time of conception as we were being created. It is inbuilt on the inside of us. That's why you see, you get so uncomfortable, discontent when you see you are not living a life worth living. You are disturbed, you are enraged, you feel a hunger. I should defy my prevailing circumstances. I should defy this lack. I should defy this life I'm living today. And you get hungry and say, I am fed up. I will do all what it takes in order to make sure that we are living a higher life. Life can be related to a project being pursued in its entirety. It's not about finishing the project that matters. It is how qualitatively and quantitatively you finish. I repeat, life is like a project, pursuing a project to its end. But it is not about how you finish the project that matters. Rather, it is how qualitatively and quantitatively you finish this project. Finishing a race does not mean that you are a winner. You will be applauded, but that does not mean that you've won the race. So the question is, how then qualitatively and quantitatively are you leading your life today? Because the nature of your qualitative and quantitative living in your present will dictate and determine the nature of your higher living into your tomorrow or your future. The question everyone must be asking right now in themselves, am I pursuing living a higher life? With my day-to-day transactions, am I qualitatively and quantitatively living a course leading to a higher life? Not in regards to the accumulation of wealth or spending or having parties like it has been defined by the scholars. I respect them, but I feel it's a little insufficient. It is the effects of a higher living that have been used to define the authentic higher life. Therefore, how should I qualitatively and quantitatively start the course, the route to living a higher life? A life that is inherently built to become, born to become, designed, fashioned intricately, like it is said by one of the greatest kings, David. He said that we are beautifully and wonderfully made in the image of God. In God, there is found no failure. So if you're built in His image, you are meant to live a higher life. Scriptures say that put your eyes upon the things that are above. Your eyes should be put on the treasures that are above, not on the things that are beneath. That is calling for you to be able to see beyond your present, beyond your prevailing circumstances, and look on the things that are above, which is higher living. That is why I said it is built on the inside of you to live above and not beneath, to be the top and not the bottom, to be the first and not the last, the head and not the tail. You are not built to be a tail. Come on, muscle up. yourself and square up your shoulders and say, I am hungry to become higher than what I am today. I hunger for a higher life. The question is, how do I do that? How do I pursue living a higher life? As you ask yourself that question, there are 5 things I want you to come into knowledge of before you start pursuing a higher life. Number 1, what is your destiny you want to go to? You will never arrive where you are not in knowledge of. I repeat, what is your destiny? Where do you want to go? You will never arrive where you're not aware of. Where do you want to go? You can't just wake up one day and say, I want to go. How are you going to arrive? Go where? You say, I feel I want to go. Go. The next question is going to be, where do you want to go? So you should always have a picture, the end result of where you want to go. That end result will always define and determine the course, the route that you will take to get to it. The other question I want you to ask yourself as you desire to pursue a higher life, what is it you are aiming for? What is that dream? Oh my goodness. What is that vision? What is that ultimate aspiration that drives you to rise up early, that makes you to become restless during the day until you have at least attempted something that adds value to it daily? What is that thing you're hungry for to become? What is it that you're aiming for? Is it the aspirations of your life? Is it the dream of your life? Is it the vision of your life? What is that thing that you are restless about? That every time you rise up early in the morning, it is regularly consumed you. The zeal of thine house is consuming you, to make sure that you plant a seed on it before that day ends. What is that you're aiming for? Number 3, what is the passion or desire? What is that passion? What is that thing that makes you restless and desiring, The Bible says, ask me or ask of me, and I shall grant you your heart's desire. What is your desire today? What is that thing that moves you, that compels you to say, regardless of the storm, I will wither, I'll defy the odds, I will take the pain, I'll take the rain, come it shine or rain, I am not going to give up. What is that thing that makes you sleep late in the night and rise up early? What is that thing? What is it? That is what you should be in knowledge of before you start to attempt living a higher life. The other thing, number 5, are you on the on route or off route? As you are working towards living a higher life, having decided, having established where you want to go, what you're aiming for, what is your passion, then the question is, are you on the right route or route? Or here it's called route, back home, depending on the different dialects, route. What is that route? Are you on the right route or route, or you're off route or route? Are you on course? Whatever you're doing today, the friends you associate with, the books you read, the news you watch, the thoughts you process, are they in course en route to your pursuits of a higher life, or they are not? Wherever you want to end up as will determine the route you take in life. I repeat, whatever you want to end up as will determine the route you take in life. What is it you want to end up as? That will determine the route you take in life. So the route you're on today, is that job en route to your destiny, to your dream? Is that career en route to your dream, to your vision, to your aspirations? Is that volunteering, en route, on course to your dream, to your vision, to your aspirations? What is it you're doing today? Is it in course? Is it in en route? Is it onward till your ultimate pursuit of living a higher life? Or it's not. The other question you need to ask yourself, is the route you're taking getting you to the end? Not every route is intended for your destiny. If, say, you are coming from A, going to Z, and you find other routes, exits or entry points, are you going to exit with those routes because they are just merely routes? I ought to take every route. Ask yourself, is the route I'm taking, is it on course to my end, to my dream, to my vision? Not every route is intended for your destiny. You will find routes of friends that will tell you so many of the other routes, of the other courses that can lead you to a higher life. But is their definition of a higher life the same as your higher life? Our destinies are different. And every destiny, as God, is designated route or course. So the question is the route you're taking getting you to your actual end? Number 7, is your daily routine directly adding value to your dream? What is it you do from morning till the time you knock your head down? What is it? What is your daily routine? Because we are a total replica of our daily habits, of our daily actions. What is it that you do on a daily? You rise up, pray, have devotion, have motivational, inspirational talks, hit the road, go to work, have to work. You are working also in route of understanding that this work is not my final destiny. It's only a stop for me to be able to be facilitated to achieve my higher living dream, my higher living vision, my higher living aspirations, and you give it all your best. You grind, you hustle, you work diligently, because whatever you find do it diligently. Then after work, you knock off, you go maybe for exercises, you go to the gym, maybe go to a fellowship, maybe join a transformational hub center where you empower yourself with insights, with knowledge, with nuggets and principles that help you win in life, become a higher living pursuant of a higher life. You begin to master your routine of the day by making sure whatever you do is on course to your destiny or to your end. What is that routine? Is it directly adding value to your dream? The music, the books, the news, the magazine, the favorite things you do in private, are they in line with your dream? When you go for a conference or convention or a workshop, when you get in that hotel room, the things you do in private, are they adding value to your dream, to your vision, to your aspirations? The things you do when your wife, your kids, your friends, your sisters and relatives are not watching you, are they adding value? Are they adding value to your pursuit of living a higher life? The dream, the vision, and the aspirations that you're hungry for? That is a question. I leave it to you. I know as I share, as I discuss, you are literally doing a self-auditing, a self-review, a self-evaluation. These are the things I entirely daily contemplate where I'm short of. I make sure I'm working on it. I'm working on it. Who are my circles of friends? Who are the people I listen to? What are the kinds of books I read? What is the kind of news I listen to? What is it that I do in my private life when my wife is not there, when my children are not there, when my friends are not there, when everyone is away? I have to master the art of living a private life so that I stay on course to my destiny. The life you lead privately can become an assassin or slayer to your destiny if you do not master it. What is that life you live privately? Number 9, do you think you're detoured from your aims? Do you think where you are right now, with the friends, circles of friends you have, the books you read, the things you do in private, the music you listen to, the news you read, the way you handle yourself at your place of work, in your career, in your business, do you think you are detoured? You're off the rail? You're derailed? You're not on course? Ask yourself. Self-audit. Review, revisit yourself. By now, as you scan, you know what exactly it is. This brings me to the last point. Are you discontent or content with where you are today? Are you discontent or content with where you are today? I want to remind you, it takes discontent to configure itself into a desired life. I repeat, it takes discontent for you to reconfigure yourself into your desired life, which is living a higher life. Not until you get discontent with where you are, you will never rise up to get to where you desire to be. I repeat, not until you become discontent with where you are, you will never arrive to where you desire to be. Mama Caro, take note of that. That came off my script. So I want you to make sure the greatest enemy of your destiny, of your dream, is content, is comfortability, is complacency. The moment you become content, comfortable, and complacent of where you are, living a higher life is an illusion to you. Not until you become discontent, you'll never arrive to your desired living of a higher life. Now, would you love to take a choice now? The choices we make will always determine and keep us on track to our end. Would you love to take a choice now? Having self-audited, reviewed, revisited your life, your daily habits, would you love to take a choice now? Would you love to? Because the choices we make will always be determined, will always determine and keep us on track to our end. So make sure that you understand what are some of the questions you need to first and get hold of in order to start pursuing a higher life. It is very catastrophic, detrimental, dangerous for you to start attempting a journey without having the entire knowledge of where your destiny is and how you're going to get to it. That's why I had to ask you these questions. What is it? What is your aim? What are you aiming for? What are your passions? What are your desires? Are you en route or off route? What are your daily routines? Would you love to take a choice now? So if you love to take a choice now, whatever choice you've made, remember, you will always predict your end by the way you are going. I repeat, you will always predict your end by the way you are going. You know, when you're traveling to a particular destiny, on course to your route, there are signs. There are signs that will indicate to you the places you're in at that apparent time, the location, the speed. So many things are there are so many signs all over the roadside, all over the route side. You know, the next destination that you're taking. There are so many signs. You will always have them en route to your route. So try to be observant, even as you pursue living a higher life. When you start the course, the route, the journey, you know, you will always be able to predict the end by the way you're going. It's like if you're traveling to go to Kampala from wherever spot you're in, when you pass a certain place, you will know I'm getting closer to the city of Kampala. I'm getting closer to Mbarara. I'm getting closer to the east. I'm getting closer because there are signs all over. So whatsoever you are always doing will predict the way you will end. When we find you staggering on the road drunk, we will know your end. It will predict to us what your end is going to be. When we find you with smokers, drug, substance abusers, we will know. You will always predict. You will always predict your end by the way you go. Which way are you taking with yourself today? It will reflect towards what your end is going to be. You're in the company of bad associates. Remember, bad company corrupts good people. It corrupts. So if you hang around them that are bad, substance abusers, drunkards, gossipers, negative energy people, we will know, we will predict your end with the way you're handling yourself. How are you handling yourself today? How are you handling yourselves today? The question is, having known all that, what are the golden rules of living a higher life? You're saying, give me something that I can hold on. Give me something. I've made a choice. I'm hungry. I feel I should start now. I should start counseling some friends, some fellowships I've been going to, some of the things I've been watching on Facebook, on YouTube, on the website. I should be counseling some of the things on the social media platform. I should get rid of some apps on the social media platform. I should get off some of the WhatsApp platforms that do not build me, that do not add value. But you're asking, how do I start? What do I need? Take your breath. Take your breath right now. The golden rules of living a higher life. Number one, understanding that everyone is built to live a higher life. It's your right. Choose it. That is rule number one. Every one of us is built to live a higher life. It is your right. Choose it. Let me tell you, nothing in this world that was created for failure. I repeat, nothing in this entire universe was created for failure. Everything that you mentioned, the sun, the moon, the stars, and the lights of the earth, the galaxies, the creation, the plants and the green herbs and the waters and the sea life and the earth, the soil itself, the man, the animals, they were all created for success. By the time they were finished to be created, there was an intention to succeed in whatsoever they were created for. Likewise, man is not an exception. Man was intricately designed, polished, worked on, and built and fashioned and wired to succeed and live a higher life. It is your right. Choose it. Choose it. Why settle for somebody who told you never rise up to something? Why settle for somebody who mocked you, scorned you, labeled you? Why settle for a teacher who told you that you'll never amount to anything, you'll never, because just you failed in one subject does not necessarily guarantee you that you are a failure. No. Probably that's not what you are wired for. And the teacher is trying to define your success for something you are not wired for. And so you start getting disgruntled, seeing a higher life as unachievable because somebody told you you failed at something. Maybe what you failed was not what you were wired for. It's like getting a truck and pushing it to function like a normal car, a normal vehicle. You know, you are insulting its capacity to function to its fullest. You put seats in the truck, you design it like any other car, you give it accessories, lights, and all these things, and then you just say, oh, what a nice car. It is giving you sensual satisfaction, but that is not what it was created for. Or getting a normal car and using it for the functions of a truck, loading cargo and trunks of trees in it, you're going to destroy it. And you say, I don't like this car. I don't know why it is failing every time I load it with trunks of trees and heavy load. It is always crashing. And you define it in relation with what it was not created to do. Is that being sincere? That is where some of us are. We are being labeled, scorned, failures for what we were not wired to do. But everything in heaven and on earth and underneath the earth, everything orchestrated on this one thing called success. It was created for success. Before any product is released out there, it is built for success. It is tested, it is proven. That's why they give you guarantee and a warranty, because they know if it fails, it's not for you, but it is for their reputation. They know their name is at stake. So after God created man, he created him for success. He proved him, he tested him. He knows that he will be successful. The problem is that man is living an inauthentic seeded assignment rather from their authentic seeded assignment. So you end up struggling, you're failing all the time because you are not in knowledge that you are built to succeed. And so you're trying to succeed in the areas you are not wired to. Choose to be successful, to live a higher life in relation with what you are created to do. Number two, a higher life is never staggered into, it is meticulously planned for. I repeat, a higher life is never staggered into, it is meticulously planned for, strategize for it. Don't expect that out of osmosis, the Big Bang Theory, things are going to happen. No way. You never happen into success. You're processed into success. I repeat, you never happen into success. You are processed into success. What is it that you put on paper to take you from A to Z? What are the stopovers you need? Where are you going to stop to get a rest? To ease yourself, to buy some stuff, to relax in order to get to your Z. You plan. What is it that I need? Where am I going to get it from? What can I use today to get me to Z? That is important. A higher life is never staggered into, but it is meticulously planned for. Strategize for it. Number three, a higher life calls for exceptional actions. I need to be fast. Act exceptionally. Why do you live a life? Why do you act, work in a mediocre way, an average way, not giving your best, and yet you desire to live an exceptional higher living? A higher life calls for exceptional living, exceptional actions. Take exceptional actions. Quality, abnormal, unconventional. When everyone wants to go for party, you say, I'm sorry, I have a commitment. You're starting to act exceptionally. When everyone is watching every other news, you filter the kind of news you watch. You filter the books you want to watch. You are becoming an exceptional, action-oriented person. That is what is going to lead you to living an exceptional and a higher living life. Number four, your present is not your ultimate end. I repeat, your present is not your ultimate end. Have faith in your end from your present. I repeat, have your faith in your hand from your present. Your present is the springboard into your desired life. So whatever surrounds you today is not your ultimate end. Living on 1 meal a day, struggling to get a job, walking to work, failing to take care of your sisters or brothers or your parents today does not define your end. Have faith in your end, in your ultimate picture, in your ultimate higher life from your present, and knowing that your present is the springboard into the life you desire to become. So manage it qualitatively. I won't delay on that. I'll go to number 5. Your present is only a seed into your outlasting end. Maximize it. Everything you do in your present is a seed into your ultimate end or your desired end. What is it that you do, voluntarily or involuntarily, unknowingly or knowingly? What is it that you do, formally or informally? Every day, as I speak right now, whatever I'm doing is a seed into my ultimate end. When you're listening in, it is a seed into your ultimate end. When you rise up and in this quarantine, as you rise up, you are in the lockdown, whatever you do, from the time you rise up out of your bed and your knees hit your bed, hit your floor, and pray to God and get into devotion and brush your teeth, and then gets to start to help out in house chores. And after helping out in house chores, read a book. And after reading a book, you help out in the making of lunch or breakfast, and all that is adding up. And when you take time to rest, you either listening to a motivational speaker or a spiritual speaker, or somebody that adds value to you. And after that, you go for lunch, maybe take some rest. After rest, you rise up and go for some exercises, work out with your family, or as a person, or listen to some music. Or when you get done with that, take a shower. After taking a shower, you're listening to the constructive news, getting yourself acquainted with what is happening around the world. And after that, you like, is there any association that I can log into and listen and share my values, and maybe go on Facebook, kind of make some value additional insights and principles, post them to help and develop and add value to someone else. And after that, I pray again and knock my knees on the floor and thank God for how he has used me throughout the day to be constructive. And then there you go. As you rest, everything you've done is a seed into your ultimate end or desired future. Your present is only a seed into your outlasting end. Maximize it. Maximize it. Every present, number 6, every present action is a direct bearing. Every present action has a direct bearing into your desired future. Respect your daily actions, your routines. Respect them. They have a direct bearing to your desired future. So make sure whatever you do, it is having a bearing on your future. So filter what you do today. You like it or not, it is having a bearing, a direct bearing to what will happen to you tomorrow. So filter your present actions. Number 7, present failures are discoveries of what failed and closer steps to what will work in the future. Embrace them and move on. When you fail today in what you had purpose to do, my friend, my brother, my sister, do not give up on yourself. Those failures are only discoveries on what does not work, but getting closer to what will work in the future. So embrace your failures with a positive attitude. Nobody will celebrate today. No icon, no legend, no celebrity will celebrate positively that is ever arrived without failure. Failure is a prerequisite and a precursor to every legendary and every achiever of life. So you cannot settle Come into terms with this seriously that you failed, and that is the end of you. You give up. You throw in the towel for your pursuits of life, for living a higher life. No. Failure is only an indication that you've just discovered what is not working and getting closer to what will work for you in the future. Embrace your failures. You know? Number 7, your present success is the greatest murderer of your desired higher life. I repeat, your present success is the greatest assassin or murderer of your desired higher life. Do not get consumed in it. Every time you succeed, take hold of this. Your present success is your likely greatest assassin or murderer of your desired higher living life. Do not get consumed with it. It is going to lead you into complacency. It is going to lead you into becoming content, comfortable with where you are. Today's success is tomorrow's averageism. It is tomorrow's mediocrity. So success today in your present is your greatest assassin tomorrow, because you have gotten consumed with it. You become so comfortable. You no longer want to attempt living more higher, living risks, just because of the little success you got today. What is it that you've done that you're still living in and is hindering you into coming into the next phase of your higher living, of your successful life, of your exceptional life, of your exemplary life, of your excellent life? What is it that you succeeded in today, or in your past, that is still hindering you into accessing into your next phase of success, the next phase of higher living? If they are musicians, a person does one song, a one-hit wonder, he thinks he's made it, he gets so consumed, he no longer wants to go to the studio, he thinks that is it. Before he knows, oh my God, I need to do another song. So many other people have passed him or her. He's gone. He's consumed with it, the pomp and the fame that comes with it, not knowing that fame is like flames. They may blaze so fast, but they can also be turned out so fast. Don't get consumed with success. It's like flames. It blazes you up. But if you do not consistently, refuel your success, work on yourself daily, that success may lead you to your own destruction. How is it that you're handling your success? People succeed at one thing and they think that everyone is nobody. Because you've come to some limelight, your family is listening to you. You think you'll step on everybody. Because you've got a higher paying job, you think you'll step on everybody. You think you made that manager, you think you'll step on everybody. Because you've started making some little money in your business, you want to step all over everyone around your village. You think they are nobodies. You downlook everyone at your church, your friends. You don't want to talk to everybody because you think you've made it. Your present success can be your very greatest assassin or murderer of your next phase of success. Beware. Do not get consumed with it. Your present, number 8, I think, your present is your future normalcy. Pursue more. Your present is your future normalcy. Pursue more. So whatever you're doing today, it is normal into your future. So don't carry your normalcy into your future. Grind yourself, work on yourself, refine yourself, listen to more people, listen to more people that are ahead of you, mentors, coaches, consultants. Listen. Do not get tired of learning. The day you stop learning is the day you start dying. So your present normalcy, your present normalcy is also going to have a bearing in your future. So your present success is your future normalcy. Don't get carried away with it. To every higher life, there is a higher price, unavoidable. You need to know that. To every higher life, there is a higher price, unavoidable. Detest from escaping paying the price. Detest from escaping paying the price. Nothing there is in this world that we celebrate that did not come along with the price. Why are you afraid of paying the price? Why are you afraid of waking up early in the night to be ahead of everybody in order to achieve what you desire? I've consistently talked about the number of times I woke up early and I'll go to the wells of sand way in the countryside and come back in the night. And as we were entering the night at around 4 a.m., you would find all these rich guys driving their cars into the city, into the city to make sure that they are ahead of everybody. Yet you are struggling to come like them, but you love your bed. What is that price? When they say they filter the friends of people that they associate with, you are befriending everybody. When they filter the news they watch, you are watching everything. Every soap that comes on TV, you're the first one, you know every soap that has come on. What is it? And then you are saying you want to live a higher life, busy watching TV, movies all day. It's not bad. Please don't quote me. I entirely believing in watching movies. I do. But I only watch movies as a form of appreciation after my hard work. If I've not done anything constructive, I'll not watch a movie, I'll not watch a comedy, I'll not watch any artist until I've added value to my pursuit of living a higher life. I only use movies and entertainment as a form of appreciation after my hard work, not as a hobby. After my hard work, it's a form of appreciation. So make sure that you understand that to every higher life, there is a higher price unavoidable. Detest from escaping from paying the price to it. You cannot desire to live in. I have so many. Please remind me of how much time we left with. I want to make sure that I am able to respect people's time. Remind me of how much time I'm left with.
You've got 7 minutes.
7 minutes. There we go. Yeah, I'm doing well. Yeah. So I timed myself well. I can say remaining with 7 minutes. Well. That's beautiful. We are tiring. Yes, going ahead. I was saying that you can never desire to live an ego's life and feed like chicks. I repeat, you can never desire to live an ego's life and feed like chicks. Feed yourself qualitatively and abnormally in relation to your desired pursuit of living a higher life. You want to live a higher life as an ego and you're feeding like chicks? What is it that you're feeding yourself today in order to become a pursuant of living like an ego? Are your feeds like chicks or like feeds of egos? Egos feed on fresh meat. Fresh meat, non-dead meat. They feed on real stuff. What is it that you're feeding on? Don't feed on smashed potato with milk and think you become a grown-up who feeds on bones. What is it you're feeding yourself in pursuit of living a higher life? What are the books you are reading? Who do you listen to? Who do you associate with? Who is in your company? You know, not everybody is for your company. Not that you love them so dearly, but from a distance. You know, a plane can never fly with gasoline. Come on. A plane can never fly with gasoline. You want to fly like a gasoline, live a higher life like planes, and you think you're going to fuel yourself with gasoline? No way. Planes do not fuel on gasoline, my dear. So find your pursuit of life. Your pursuit of life will dictate the kind of fueling you need, the kind of feeding you need to take. Every higher life is a result of quality choices. I repeat, every higher life is a resultant of a quality choice. In other words, you are a total result of the choices you made. Quality or not quality, you are a complete result of the choices you make. What are the choices you make? So every higher life is a resultant of a quality choice. How qualitative are your daily choices? What is it that you choose on the daily to listen to watch, to have company with? What is it? You realize I'm talking about the things that happen to us daily, that surround us. What is it? So we are a complete result of the choices we make. A higher life is a resultant of a quality choice or choices. How qualitative are your daily choices? I leave up to you. I don't have to delve much into it. The other thing is self-mastery and self-belief are a prerequisite to every higher living candidate. I repeat, self-mastery, that is self-discipline, self-control, self-management, and self-belief are a prerequisite to a higher life. Without them, you're only a mere specimen of your desired higher living life. Master your life, discipline it, control it, manage it, and believe in yourself. The time I started believing in myself, you know, when my dad took me and told me, I see you, you're a great speaker. At the age of 10, I started speaking. 11, I started speaking. And then my reverends also need around the local church where I was coming in. They told me, you can preach. You're a young man. They wanted somebody to preach to the English service. It was just being started. And they said, the Reverend didn't know English. So he said, but the way you handle yourself and the way I see you, I want you to start teaching in the English service. I said, are you sure I can do it? He said, yes, I see potential in you. He just gave me, do this, relate this scripture with people's lives, and that's it. And then they put me in a pulpit that was higher than me. And then they had to bring a stool underneath. Some of you know this church is called St. John's. I was young, and they put a stool underneath, and then I stood on the little stool, and then the people in the morning English service, they were only seeing my head. You know? And it's from that place I started to have self-belief. Believe in yourself, Mama Carol. Believe in yourself. You know, Joseph, believe in yourself. Mabel, Nalule, believe in yourself. Like Madame Julia Atrinda, right now, she's one of the celebrated speakers. You know, always sending me, look, we believed in her. We gave her a platform, and she's still being celebrated. She's pursuing, she's believing in herself. Always she's sending me, they've called me in to speak. Can you imagine? Believing in yourself and mastering yourself, disciplining and manage yourself is a prerequisite to living a higher life. Hunger for those two attributes of life. Last but not least, my God, there will never be a higher life without self-martyrdom. This is a very, very crucial. There will never be, it's 8:30. There will never be a higher life without self-martyrdom. Before you take off, any plane takes off to live high in the clouds, it has to defy the law of gravity. In other words, you ought to defy yourself before going to the higher places of life. There are things you're going to position yourself to die and say, I die to this. I love my friends so much. I love soccer so much. I love, but I am dying. I have to take it painfully. In agony, you take it in and say, that is the end. But it will always result into living a higher life. Live up to it, not until you die. So shall you live a higher life. Not dying physically, but dying to some habits, to some friends, to some news, to some books you're reading, some magazines, dying to those habits you do in the private when nobody's seeing. Not until you die to them. It is called self-martyrdom. Live up to it. Ladies and gentlemen, every higher living life can only be attained and sustained by higher morals of standards and living. Take hold of them. The higher life we desire is not ahead of us, it's within us. Refine it and manifest it. Revisit, review, and reconfigure yourself. The greatest enemy of your life is not your haters, it's not your parents, it's not your friends, it's not the scorners that are around you. You know, it is you. Reconfigure yourself. Failing to live a higher life is a self-insultation. It is a self-insultation to your human right and your creator. Every time you fail to live to what you were created to be, a higher living being, superior being, you are self-insulting your creator and abuse of your divine human rights. Pursue a higher life. It is your divine right. Deuteronomy 28:13 says, and the Lord shall make you the head and not the tail. You shall be above only and not beneath. If you hearken unto me, hearken to God, and he will make you to be above only and not beneath, to be the head and not the tail. I love you. Transformers Hub Nation, family, community. We are here to timelessly transform lives. We are not here for an expedition, a retreat, an excursion. We are here with an intention to timelessly transform lives. I love you. Back to you, our host, Madame Carol Nakaiwa Kanyike. We love you. Over to you, Madame.
Well.